amazing animals that you are all here to see, of course. But just a little bit about our facility while we are waiting for them to get situated. We are home to 13 California sea lions and 8 Asian small-pawed river otters. Now we're going to be starting things off with our California sea lions. We have a couple of training sessions set up, and our first training session is actually going to be working a splash behavior. So you guys might be in a little bit of a soak zone right here. It's going to be happening a couple of times. The water is a little bit chilly. You might be a little bit in the soak zone region too, just so you know. So yeah, you folks and you folks, this is going to be the general area where it takes place. So if you want to stay a little dry, there you go. Move up. You should be good up there. He's still learning his behaviors for splash covering.
He's got little flippers.
Yeah, he's got little flippers. So like I said, we are going to be starting with one of our California sea lions that calls Sea Lion and Otter Amphitheater home. His name is Binks. He's one of our younger animals. He's 6 years old. And he is joined by Becca and Taylor. They're the ones that are going to be working what we call a splash behavior. So a couple things about our training here at SeaWorld. We use operant conditioning with positive reinforcement. Basically, that's just a fancy way of saying that we draw attention to the behavior we want to see and simply ignore the behavior we don't. Now, this is a behavior that Binks is in the process of learning. Now, these behaviors don't just get trained overnight. They take small baby steps. So that is the general idea of the behavior. You can see Becca is giving him the hand signal. He is coming over to Taylor, who is going to give him some additional help with the second part of that behavior, which is to take his front flippers and splash the water. Now, these behaviors can take weeks, months, even years to train. It's very similar to us learning how to read. You know, you learn letters, then words, then sentences, then you work your way up to a chapter book, right? Same thing with them, and all along the way, we are using that positive reinforcement. There we go! Very nice! Feel free to cheer them on, they can hear you. They respond very well to that. And that's a different way we can actually reinforce our animals. Okay! So you can see Taylor here is using what we call a primary reinforcer, that is the fish that they eat. But we can use different types of reinforcements for them, like the clapping. We can use verbal encouragement with them. All right, looks like we're gonna try again. We actually even have toys we can use, or even ice cubes or gelatin, or just plain Jello. Different types of treats that they find reinforcing. So it's not always about the fish. Okay. All right. So you can see Taylor's giving him some help with that splash behavior. Eventually, Taylor will not need to be out in front. Looks like they're going to end with that one right there. Let me say that to you. Great round of applause. You did an excellent job. Thank you for the ones on front. Volunteer to be in the soak zone for that. But eventually, with that behavior, what will look like is the trainer on stage will be able to give the hand signal, and he'll be able to come right over and splash the water all on his own without the trainer down here giving him that extra help. Now, I did mention that they can hear us, right? They do have ears. They are able to hear our voices, which allows us to communicate with them. But you notice that she was using a hand signal. We can also use hand signals to communicate with them as well. So usually what a lot of our behaviors are trained is asked with the hand signal. So that clap point that the trainer on stage was doing, if you guys notice, that's the hand signal for a splash. We can use verbal cues as well, or even tactile signals that can ask different behaviors as well. So different ways we can communicate with them. And as I mentioned, different types of positive reinforcement. Now, if Binks were to do something incorrect, which the first time he did, you'll notice that Taylor, who's right here out front, just simply paused. It was just a really quick little pause, kind of remaining neutral, just communicates to Binks that that's not quite what we're looking for. And that's okay. We can always move on or try something different. We want our animals to know that failure is okay, right? We're not perfect. We don't expect that to be either. All right, so next up is Tank. This is another male California sea lion, and he is working on a backflip behavior. So Becca here has been working with him for quite some time on this behavior. And what you're seeing right now is her using what's called a target pull. So initially, these animals are trained to touch their tip of their nose. Very nice, Tank. You saw that he was touching the tip of his nose to that bead. That's one of the first steps, is training that. You just want your nose, touch the bead. That's all. And then eventually we can move that target pole around. You can see she's moving it in that circular motion. What's his body naturally doing as he follows it? It's naturally moving in that circular motion. So we can use that target pole. All right, perfect. So yeah, so that's what she's been able to do. And you notice she was giving him some help in the water, and then eventually was getting it higher and higher and higher, leading him up to that final behavior. Now, just like how Taylor was giving Binks help with that splash out here, that's kind of what that target pole is doing, is giving them extra help. Eventually, just like any of our other behaviors, we will be able to ask Tank for that backflip behavior without that target pole, and he'll be able to emit it. So we do use those as help in the beginning phases, but eventually we do fade that help away. This is another great way to reinforce our animals as well. We talked a little bit about the different types of reinforcement, right? Fish, toys, maybe different types of treats, but hanging out with our animals. Each of our animals has very different personalities, very different likes and dislikes, and that's probably one of the most important parts of our jobs as trainers, is to know these animals as individuals and how we work with one animal, not how we would work with all the animals. And Tank here does love him some snuggle sessions. He's very sweet. He enjoys the tactile. He enjoys that interaction with his trainer. He's definitely an animal that he gives what you put into it. So he is one that a lot of the trainers love to just hang out with, because he does love that relationship with them as well, which you can see Becca doing right here with him. And the kisses. Sea lion kisses are the best kisses. All right, so that is the end of our sea lion portion. Yes, give it up for the sea lions. Very nice. But I did mention that we are also home to Asian small-clawed river otters. Now, these are the smallest of the 13 species of otters. We are actually home to 8 of them. They live in male and female pairs. And Ariel here is being set up to work one of our females. Her name is Willow. One of the most important parts of our job, you guys kind of got to see some of those fun, showy presentation type behaviors, but some of the more important behaviors that we train our animals is actually what we call husbandry behaviors. And these have anything to do with their health care. So obviously we want to make sure our animals are healthy, but we need to be able to check on them. Like you saw how she asked Tank to lay in that lie down position. That allows us to get a nice little body exam. Maybe we can look at his flippers, check those out. We can ask them to open their mouths, look at their teeth, making sure everything's looking good in there. We have an entire veterinarian staff that can come out and do different things. Eye exams, x-rays, blood draws, all the different sorts of things that you might do at a routine checkup at the doctor's office. We train our animals those behaviors so that way they're comfortable participating in their own health care. So that's what we're gonna do right now with Willow, which is what she's getting set up right now on there. So she's going to be working on some different husbandry behaviors to look so we can monitor the overall health of our otters. Now we have I mentioned 8 Asian small-clawed river otters. They are native to South and Southeast Asia, and they're actually a freshwater otter. So they're not the big sea otters that you might be thinking of that you see out in the ocean. These are freshwater otters. Coming out, they're going to be out here in just a moment. Like I said, they live in male and female pairs. They range in ages. Our youngest is 4 years old, and our oldest is 18 years old for our otters. And then our sea lions also range in ages too. Our youngest is 5, and our oldest sea lion is about 21 years old. So a wide range of ages and sizes as well. And I mentioned these are the smallest of the 13 species of otters. They come in at about 6 to 10 pounds, real tiny, as opposed to our California sea lions, where our largest is about 540 pounds right now. So big difference between the two. Now, we don't just care for the collection here at Sea Lion and Otter Amphitheater, we also care for the collection right behind our stadium over at Pacific Point. Over there, we are also home to California sea lions, Guadalupe fur seals, and harbor seals. Those are the spotted, smaller looking ones that you might see over there in your visit today. And also take a closer look. We just had our first sea lion pup born here at our park back in June. All right, no worries. Back in June 15th, his name's Crumb. He's an adorable little guy over there, so he's not even a year old yet. So he's over at our pack point if you want to see what a little baby sea lion looks like. All right, here she is. So as I mentioned before, this is Willow. So she's got, we talked about target poles, right? That is an otter target pole. Much smaller than the one for a sea lion. So you can see just her being comfortable with us touching the tail, touching the paws. Those are all important things so that we make sure that they are healthy. They've got a nice variety of food in there. They get a fish, capelin, and shrimp as part of their diet, and actually cat food, which has a lot of nutrients that are great for otters as well. So what we're looking for with this behavior is for her to just hold on to that target pole, remain calm. It's, oh, yep, she looks like she's real comfy, got a little itch there. It's okay for them to be curious. You know, she might look back at Ariel, she might sniff her hand, see what are you doing back there, you know, it's a vulnerable behavior. But, you know, these things take time, and hopefully, you know, we build the trust and relationship with these animals that they are comfortable allowing us to do these different behaviors. So there's different ways. So she can check out her paws, check out her belly by having her up on that podium. So there she goes, turning very nice, Willow. Gonna have a little snacky there. Now, even though they're really small, they're actually very vocal. She's pretty quiet right now, but if you listen closely, you might hear some of her vocals while she's doing it. Oh, we just woke up. Okay, so, well, thanks for gracing us with your presence, Willow. She does look a little fuzzy. Didn't go for a swim, so she apparently just woke up from a nap. And she's a little sleepy, but that's okay. We do different types of sessions with them throughout the day, so it's not just our presentations. We can do playtime sessions with them, which is exactly what it sounds. We can just deck this entire stage with a bunch of fun toys and just let them run around and play. These animals are very curious animals. They like to forage and dig. You can see her kind of using her paws, feeling around on that carpet there. We can bring lots of different toys out for them to play with. Exercise is a really important part of their day-to-day routine, especially for our sea lions, get those heart rates going. Husbandry, which we're doing right now. We're just learning new behaviors, like you saw with our training sessions with Binks and Tank. So lots of different types of sessions we could do throughout the day with our animals. You can see her eating a little bit of shrimp right there. So you can see her chewing her food. Not something that you see with our sea lions. Sea lions do have very sharp teeth, but they do not chew their food. They swallow everything whole. They might use those teeth to shred larger pieces of fish, but for the most part, they swallow everything down. Where these guys, they take their time to make sure they chew up every bite. All right, so looks like we're gonna work on just a more tactile, just her getting comfortable. You can see her standing still. Very nice, that was a good one. Great job, Willow. Excellent job. All right, it looks like they are wrapping things up with Willow. So once Willow heads back, we are actually going to finish things up with Frankie. Thanks for joining us, Willow. Bye. We're gonna wrap things up with Frankie. He's another one of our Asian small clawed otters. He has actually been here for a little bit longer than Willow has. He's a little bit more experienced, knows a lot more behaviors. He does participate in our shows. So actually, I think not sure who's in our 5 o'clock show, but we do have a 5 o'clock Sea Lion and Otter Spotlight show. That one is our more upbeat, fun presentation. If you want to check that out, it's very different from our inside look. And you'll see the different trained behaviors that our otters and our sea lions know. But what Jamie's going to be working on with Frankie is an open wave behavior. So what this behavior entails is there's that tiny little cubby right down there underneath that sea lion photo. He should come to the edge of the stage, stand up, and give everybody a nice cute little wave hello. Now, as I mentioned, he is working on this behavior, so it's not complete. He's very comfortable with coming through that little cubby and out to the edge, but not really quite sure what to do once he gets there. So we'll see what they have planned for him. So while we are waiting for that, I do want to give you guys just a friendly reminder for those of you who have the Inside Look pamphlet. At the end of our presentation, we will have someone stationed on either side of the exits down here below to give you that stamp on your pamphlet. So again, that will be at the very end of our presentation. You will get that stamp on your Inside Look pamphlet on either side down below. All right, you the help here, Becca? All right, so Becca is down here to give Frankie some help with this behavior. So it should come straight out from backstage, who worked by a trainer behind the scenes, which is fun for our presentation. So when you come and you see the intro, you see the animals coming out from behind, it kind of looks like they're doing it all on their own. That's the whole point of it, so you guys are going to get a little bit of look on how those are trained. All right, so we're going to give him a little bit of help so he knows. It's a tiny piece of shrimp. Good aim, though. As I mentioned, you can kind of hear some of those little vocals, right? So right now, Jeannie's just trying to show him that, look it, there is someone out there.
Okay. Target.
Yay! Very nice. So he's just trying to help him out. Like, look, if there's a trainer out there, pay attention out there.
All right, here we go.
And you can see her working her way back further and further and further. And eventually, she'll be able to be behind those curtains and send from backstage.
Good, Frank. That's it.
Yay! Very nice, baby! All right, so it looks like Jamie.
I'll send him out, just reinforce the target. If he comes back, that's fine. I'll just send him for a wave. Yeah, not as soon as he comes through when he hits the edge. And then if he does not come back, he stays there just after the wave right then. And if he even breaks it up a little bit.
All right, so letting them plan their coordinating right there. So you see, she's gonna take it all the way backstage. Now, it's okay if he doesn't wave, because we're taking it really far back. If he even makes it there, she said, that's great, we're gonna take that. Just him understanding, going all the way to the edge. And then if he even gives us a little glimpse of a wave, we'll let him know, yes, that's what we're looking for. So he's looking at her. He's just not sure what she's asking, and that's okay. As you saw, Becca still was able to give him some shrimp. He had a really good attitude. He's remaining engaged. That's more important than actually getting the behavior right. And we wanted to know, you're doing a great job. That's what we're looking for.
Target. Frankie. Okay. That's it, Frank. Good. Yeah, that's all right. We'll take that and beat it. Okay. That's good. That's more than we've gotten.
He says, I'm done. Oh, there he goes. All right, so looks like we're going to give him one more shot.
Okay, you got it. Okay, target.
So she's helping him out by saying, this is what I'm looking for. He knows it really well in that. Takes to train this behavior, and again, these behaviors don't happen overnight. This could take weeks months, maybe even over a year. Just depends on the animal. How long have you been working on this one, Jamie? Couple months. All right, so he's coming along great. Some animals do learn differently than others, just like we do in school, you know. You might be stronger at one subject than another, just like our animals. You know, some of them really enjoy those high energy behaviors, where some of them like to take it easy and relax. So it's, again, knowing those different personalities and likes and dislikes. So I just saw noticed a couple of people joining us. Stick around. We're gonna have. I'm ready. Frankie wasn't done. He's like, wait, I don't want to be done. We still have a couple more amazing animals that are going to come out, but before we bring them out, just a friendly reminder, if you have those inside look pamphlets and you're looking to get that stamp, at the end of our presentation, there will be someone at the bottom exits on either side with the stamp for those. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. Again, my name is Stephanie. I'm one of the behaviorists here. I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. We got a chance to take a look at some of the behaviors that we were training with our sea lions. You got to watch Pink's practices splash. We got Tank doing a backflip and our otters doing some husbandry and fun, interesting behaviors as well. And then in just a moment, we are going to have 2 more sea lions come on out and show you guys just how spectacular they are. So as soon as they are ready back there, we will get it going.